Hello and welcome for a video about the Archon fire spec. I will be showcasing the spec in a random group for Torment 3 Rift. Now Torment 3 is kinda low. I would say the spec is better off maybe on Torment 4, but I usually just like to run on Torment 3 when I'm doing random Rift groups. So let's get up to the rest of the group and we can begin. Now I have about, I would say, 22 seconds cooldown on my Archon form, so it's pretty much as high as it's gonna get. I could make a Born's set as well and get 10% more, but that would just gimp me too much, because then I couldn't use my Thunder Fury and whatever. So I basically have as much cooldown reduction as I possibly can get. At the end of the run I will also show my gear quickly and whatnot. Now I'm using Conflag Fire when I'm outside the Archon form, and I also have Molten Impact because I want to use this cooldown some more since it got buffed. My Molten Impact crits about 30 million or so that's pretty good with the cooldown reduction I have. As soon as there are some more mobs around, I will use my Archon form. Now this rift seems kinda empty for now, so I will wait a little bit. Now my Conflict Fire crits about, well, I would say 6 million, 7 million, together with Thunder Fury proc, so it does okay damage. And we got the Nemesis, okay, starting Archon form. Now the cool thing about Archon form with all the cooldown reduction I have is that I can teleport very often. So I can kinda just teleport all around the screen, which is pretty handy. And then I can pretty much just spam the explosion as well, with like a 3 seconds cooldown or so. And it's especially overpowered when you get a shrine that reduces the cooldown of abilities, because then it's like having no cooldown at all. Basically just a global cooldown you have to wait on. Now with a 20 seconds cooldown on Archon form, you can pretty much use it all the time. There are some downtime, but it's not so bad that you feel like you can't really do anything and you're just waiting for Archon form to get ready. Man, these guys don't clear well. Have to catch up with them all the time. I love to just sit in melee range when I do Archon form, don't really have to worry about damage taken when it's kind of a medium torment level, since in Archon form standing still I get very high toughness. So you're basically just not gonna take any damage in Archon form, and if you do, you also have teleport to get out of damage, so you pretty much don't die unless you really screw up. Now let's see if I can't use Archon form on a elite pack to kind of showcase the explosion damage when I activate it, maybe together with some spell steal buff. It would really be awesome if one could manage to stack a lot of damage like Harringtons and whatever. Maybe even the Hunter pet buff, the boar one, and then use Arcane Explosion. Well, not Arcane Explosion, but that's what it sort of feels like. As I think you can maybe crit up to like maybe 150 million damage pretty easily when you use Arcane form, which is always good. It's like 25% health of an elite pack or so. Damn, the rift didn't really go fast this time. Bad density, at least on the first level. Okay, coming up is the boss now, after this pack probably. Now 4% more, 5. Elite packs really gives too little percentage, they should at least double that. So elite pack should always give like 5 or so. Now let's face tank this guy. Do some melee damage too. Critting like 30 million or so with this. Pretty nice. Almost makes it not worth using Conflag, because the Torment boss would die before the stacks get high. Anywho, let's go to the town and I will just show my gear real quick. Now, as I mentioned, I have pretty much the highest cooldown reduction you can get without too much gimping your damage. So let's see. I have a decent Thunder Fairy, could be better. 8% cooldown reduction. I have some pretty good rear gloves, boots of course, and mirror ball. Now I didn't get too lucky in this roll, so I had to re-roll cooldown reduction. So there is no magic missile damage on this too. Just a decent royal grandeur. I have cooldown reduction on this one as well. That was a good roll. Magic missile on the captain set. A decent stone of Jordan. Rear's gloves. Captains with magic missile. Now went with Orgul Search. Can't really go with the Orgul Spike Helm just yet. And the shoulders. Also a good roll on these. Cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction gem in the helmet. And a Town Russia. So basically I'm using 3 sets all together. Now you could change some items out. You could not you could stop using I would stop using Town Russia set and the likes when I get some other drops. And let's just quickly show the skills. Molten Impact, Conflag, Prismatic Armor, Deflection, Spell Steal, and Combustion. You could change some things out however you like, but for now we'll go with this set because I think it works really well. Anyways, thank you for watching and goodbye!